He comes back to Croatia whenever he can. Argentina is his second homeland for more than half of a century, but he still thinks of Zagreb as his capital. And he gave it his fortune, the biggest collection of dolls in national costumes in the world. At the age of 94, Ljeposlav Perinic visits the tourist center where they are shown. He remembers the funeral of the popular Croatian leader Stjepan Radic in 1928. Back then, he was a boy, fascinated by thousands of people dressed up in national costumes. Many years later, in Buenos Aires, his two daughters got a present from Croatia, a doll dressed up like this. They asked, "Daddy, do other nations also have national costumes?" And he came to an original idea, to ask some national leaders to send him a doll. Surprisingly, it worked. The first answer came from the First Lady of Mexico, Eva Samano. Then from the German Chancellor Konrad Adenauer, and even from the Queen Jelma of Sikkim, a little kingdom in the Himalayas. Not everybody understood the funny request. French President Charles de Gaulle refused him. David Decaux, President of the Central African Republic, wrote that there were no dolls in his country. But most sovereigns sent a nice letter and a doll. All of them are now given to the Ethnology Museum in Zagreb, where they are being preserved for a future exposition. Mrs. Ivka Ivkanec takes care of more than 350 dolls in national costumes from 120 countries. There are many funny stories about the dolls. When Indira Gandhi paid an official a visit to Argentina, she brought two gifts, one for the president and other for Mr. Perinic. A doll given by Golda Meir was stolen during an exposition in Santa Barbara. The Israeli Prime Minister sent another one right away. Russian President Nikolai Podgorny donated 15 dolls, one for each Soviet Union republic. And Mrs. Carmen Gomez from Madrid gave away her private collection of 47 dolls in national costumes. You may think I'm crazy, but I have something that no one else has, Ljeposlav says, smiling at his little friends. The collection was donated to the museum in 1991, and it hasn't grown ever since. But you never know when the owner might restart writing letters to other kings. The King of Dolls also has a web page in English, Spanish, Russian and Croatian, just in case you cannot visit his little kingdom in Zagreb. I'm Darja Marjanovic of the Croatian TV for the CNN World Report.